morning.
How are you guys?
How many you got?
We got 4.
Any minors?
No minors.
Just one.
Taking pictures?
One.
Well, use your right hand.
I can't.
Good morning, squad. Welcome back to an episode of Season 4 here. Very different than what most people are probably used to seeing in the past few months, but I am down here south of Orlando, Florida, at a place called SEBRING International Raceway. Kind of a lot to get into, but for the, to keep this rather short, I have been a race car driver for a long time now.
Sitting in third position, Lucas Catania for NGT Motorsport, then Casey Kuhlman. So that's all as they started. Andrew Long in the blue Porsche in there as well. Elliot Ski got a decent start, held his position, I believe, as they go up towards the brow and head down to turn number 5 on lap 1 of 45 minutes, Jeremy.
And the first two made a pretty good break there already over the rest of the field. Into third place there comes Lucas Catania, holding off Casey Kuhlman. 15, really yes, impressive, true. Consistent laps. That's been the hallmark of his season so far. As here is Lucas Catania making a move to the inside of McKay Snow at turn 1. Beautiful pass.
Very late move, but absolutely clean. Used the hole in the air that McKay Snow's number 63 Porsche was making. Drafted up behind, last minute jink down the inside, last of the late breakers. Lovely bit of stuff. Classic manoeuvre at here or any circuit where you've got a long straight going into a heavy braking area. And Lucas Catania now is the man who has to try and reel in that red bumper of Jesse Lazare in the Kelly Moss Road and Race 21 car ahead.
And we will have 12 wheels of Porsche battling for the first 3 positions, and at the moment with about a mile and a half, maybe a little less than that to go in round 2 of the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge USA by Yokohama, I'm not putting any money on any of the top 3 positions. No, here comes Chris Green, second position, all over the back of the leader. They're both being held up going through, and here comes the third place man. This is exactly what RPL needed, and he goes his own route. The 2 leaders are down the inside on the back straight. Now, can he get the draft? There's debris all over the place, and now it's 3 wide for a moment as Green goes to driver's left. He'll try the cut back, but it's very bumpy. They're side by side. Green gets the lead for a moment, but he'll slip wide. Here comes the third place car. The JDX machine might slide through in a second. Will slide through in a second. No, it won't. Catania wins, and by the length of a Porsche bonnet. Chris Green is second, with Ricardo Perez de Lara in third position. Brilliant stuff at the end.
Crazy race. I was able, kind of fell back at the start, but I was able to just keep pressure on the guy in second and just kind of made a mistake. I was able to sneak around him, and then I was trying to push towards the front, and I saw something happen to Jesse, which is always unfortunate to have him go out with a mechanical, but it allowed me to go to the lead, and then the yellow came out. There's a bunch of carnage. The track was super dirty nearly every corner, so I knew it was going to be a shootout to the end, and it was just a matter of holding on at that point. Green challenged me every corner. Can't thank him enough for racing me the way he did. And the guys at NGT Motorsport gave me an awesome car. Was flawless through the whole weekend, and I just can't thank them enough.
Beautiful defensive driving here by Catania.
Once again, guards the inside. This is the run into the boot. Garrett tries to float the outside, just can't get it to stick. Not enough traction out there for him to work with. This might be his next best chance.
Okay,
set him up through here.
Yeah, he's got to just run out a little bit wide and just time the exit, try and get his car to the right earlier.
He's peeking out to the right.
No, it just wasn't quite there.
Breaking the slipstream, Catania inside, back to the outside for the preferred entry into this corner. Last time through, the heel of the boot for second place. Lucas Catania keeping yesterday's winner, Colin Garrett, at bay, but he slips wide for the first time. He gives up a gap, and Garrett is going to force his way inside.
But Catania's got the run. He got the power down a little earlier, had his hands open. That allows him the exit speed.
Long story short is we're getting back into the season. The season is starting, so we're here for our first sort of unofficial testing of the 2023 year. So we're not actually racing, but we're going to be driving race cars just to get back into it, make sure the cars are all good for the first 2 rounds of the season. So we kind of get into a lot more of that, but we just got here to the track. It's about 7 a.m.
Attention to the paddock, attention drivers. Welcome back to Sebring with
Welcome to Sebring. Indianapolis. So we have a lot of work to do over these next few days, from just getting the cars prepped, getting some of the things sorted out with the rig. So it's kind of like a whole reunion dress rehearsal. The whole crew is here. So very low pressure 2 days, but an important 2 days to make sure we're good for the year. How you doing? Good. How are you? How things been? Good. So we put 2 cars up at the top of the trailer, so I usually back the cars off the trailer here, and then we have like a lift gate, almost like an elevator type door that drops down. So working with go forward.
So slightly come forward. Hold. All right, you got it?
Okay.
Now you're welcome to come back.
Good.
You're clear up both sides. Come on back. Straight back. Nice and slow. Slower the better.
We are currently installing a brand new awning. So a lot of times at the racetrack, you're setting up essentially like little mini Taj Mahals for everyone to work under and be comfortable under. So we have been using what's called like a cantilever awning last year, which was only about 14 feet, whatever. It kind of did the trick, but this year we upgraded to a much bigger awning. I think it's around 21 or 24 feet. It's fully enclosed, so we've been spending the morning trying to figure it out. We basically got everything in just boxes and pieces, and so we are just in the early stages of starting to put it up. But when it's up, I think it should be really sweet and a much needed upgrade from last year. So you can see this is like our race deck flooring, just to make it easier for everyone to work on the cars, and rather than working like on hot asphalt and cement. So we set up this flooring, and then right now we are just laying these big beams, which will kind of act as the roof of the awning. Joe and Clinton are up there putting a new bracket on, and then Aldin, Tyler, and I are kind of messing with all these poles. So it's coming together, but this is one of the many things we got to do to get ready for the season, and hopefully we'll be able to get in the car soon. Well, we have the awning all set up. It looks absolutely stellar. We even have these cool like windows on the sides, but you're able to put side curtains in here, so like this whole thing can be enclosed, so it's like your own private little garage. So I think we got the setup basically all done. It didn't even take us that long. So however, with my car, I had an incident in the last race of the year at Indianapolis where I basically had a collision with another car and really bent the tie rod, sort of messed up the front end of the car. So we spent the rest of the morning fixing the car, but it really just needed a tie rod end that we know of for now. But now the car is up on the alignment scale, the pads, just like you'd get an alignment for your own street car. The alignment and the setup of race cars you're essentially doing after every single session, and the precision is, you know, within tenths of millimeters, so very, very important. The way we do this is on a scale pad, and we're actually using a laser that's shooting lasers across to each corner to tell you how square or how not square the car is in terms of toe, camber, stuff like that. Then we're also attached to a scale pad which tells you cross weights and stuff like that, and then we can see all of the information here on real time on the computer. So as we adjust it here, you can see kind of what happens to the setup there.
One of the best rushes you could ever have, man, I have to say it. It just, you strap into that thing and you start ripping and feel what a car can do is amazing. They're so underdriven on the street, it's just not even funny.
added fuel for like 2 more to try to put a lap in?
You do. You're good.
Well, the first session of 2023 is in the books, and let me just tell you, it felt incredible. There's literally zero substitute of the rush and the adrenaline that you get from driving a race car, and just 30 minutes of just like, holy shit, trying to get everything straight again, hitting my marks, feeling the race car out again, and just working through traffic and stuff like that. So like I mentioned earlier, this is not a race. This isn't even any sort of official test session. It's just kind of like a driving track event, and we just showed up. Luckily, there's a lot of quick cars and other drivers who are also racing at pretty high levels, so the flow of traffic is quite nice. It's just super hot today, so in terms of conditions for the car, it's quite rough just with how hot it is. You know, car produces less power, the brakes tend to overheat a lot. So overall, I mean, in terms of what we've been able to do with the awning, getting the cars ready, it's been nothing but a success. So.
Caliper shield, caliper.
Yeah.
Caliper what?
Fronts are all good.
Caliper duct, cooling duct.
I'll grab an old one.
One thing we did change after that last session was Joe's brakes. We do front and rear pads.
There's the front pads.
Front pads. So I'll show you guys kind of what a worn pad is and what they should look like, and why Aldin and them change them.
So this is a worn out brake pad. As you can see, there is the brake pad material right here, and then this steel part right here is called a backing plate. This is a better brake pad. This one's also worn out, but it's better. Once it gets down to like this groove here, it's about time to change them. So you can see these don't have the grooves in them anymore. And what the grooves do is help dissipate the gases that are created when you apply the brakes and create a lot of friction.
How often would you say we're changing brakes?
Pads, probably every other event. Rotors on this car actually last quite a while.
Yeah, brakes, tires, those are like the main consumables that we go through on a daily basis, essentially. just got done with the second session. Joe, how'd your second session go?
It was better. It was better getting more and more comfortable in the car. I made it better. But my best lap time of the day was this session, I think.
Second session was better. I feel like I just haven't really been able to focus much when I'm out there. I feel like I'm thinking about other things. So it's good to sort of just get back into mindsets. But now the guys are changing out all of my dampers or the shocks or the struts, whatever you want to call them, because we rebuild the struts about, you know, once a season. So we're putting all new, newly built dampers in my car. So they're pulling out all of the shocks right now, putting new ones in, then we'll have to realign it, all that sort of stuff. So the car should be really fresh, ready to go for the first round at Sonoma. Jim Jordan and the other people are going to be like, oh. And that is a wrap on the day, guys. Pretty long day. We probably started at around 6:30 and it is 9:30 at night. So very typical day at the track here, lasting, you know, over 12 hours. But we made it back to the B&B, got some dinner, all that sort of stuff. So good day. Looking forward to doing it again tomorrow. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take it easy, fam. Peace out.